Good evening and welcome back to the second episode of Tiger Sports Nation of 2021. I'm Jack Crane.
And I'm Francisco Villa. DePauw Athletics are off and running with more sports starting their seasons this past week. Before we get started, be sure to follow D3TV on all our social media accounts and share your thoughts of the show in the comment section below.
We start things off with the women's basketball team, who played their first two games against Wittenberg last Thursday. After a hard-fought three quarters, leaving the two teams knotted at 32, sophomore Maddie Howe scored 8 of her 14 points in the fourth quarter, including back-to-back threes to help spark a 15-5 run. DePauw would use that momentum to secure a 48-41 win.
The men's basketball team also played on Thursday against Denison. After a halftime score of 34 each, the Big Red took control of the game in the second half, and with hot shooting and lockdown defense, Denison built a double-digit cushion quickly and never let go as they handed the Tigers their first loss of the season. With the score of 84-66, Josh Hall led DePauw with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Nick Felke, Nolan Ginther, and Aaron Shank all scored in double-digit figures as well.
On Friday, the men's track and field team finished second and totaled 56 points in the triangular against Center College and St. Mary of the Woods College. The Tigers tallied 6 first-place finishes, sweeping the top 3 spots in 3 long-distance events. In the mile run, Jacob Bailey and Henry Stribe earned top 3 finishes, respectively. Aaron Worley, Miles Main, and Thomas Brillage would do the same in the 3,000-meter run.
DePauw would continue its dominance in the 5,000-meter run, with Ford Baker taking first place, followed by Bailey, Scott, and Carroll. In the 4x40 relay, Marino Dolph, Callaway Bird, Strebe, and Michael Okazik finished in first place. Marino Dolph and Okazik will go in and take first place in the 400-meter dash and 800-meter run, respectively. Bird would finish just behind Okazik in the 800-meter run. The Tigers would gather another 5 points in the high jump after Evan Manges finished in first place.
The women's track and field team also finished second with 64 total points in the triangular against Center College and St. Mary of the Woods College. The Tigers pulled in 7 individual first-place finishes and a first-place finish in the 4x400-meter relay, with Annalise Grammel, Celie Stoffregan, Grace Truau, and Charlotte Borland. Borland earned 3 more individual first-place finishes in the 60-meter dash at a time of 8.26, in the 200-meter dash, and the long jump.
Also placing in the long jump was teammate Aaron Pash, who earned third place. Pash would also take first in the 60-meter hurdle. In the distance events, many DePauw runners finished in the top 3. Grammel and Rachel Delancey finished first and second, respectively. In the 800-meter run, Rachel Cook took first in the 5,000-meter run. Renee Sandler earned first place in shot put with a throw of 9.83 meters and second place in the weight throw with 11.70 meters. Emma Stainfin took second in pole vault with a final height of 2.95 meters.
The women's tennis team played their first match last week and notched a 7-2 win over Rose Holman. Lindsey Parks and Kat Wilder got the Tigers started with an 8-1 win at second doubles, while the first doubles pairing of Aaron Frederick and Paige Bennett led the team to victory for DePauw with a 6-2, 6-1 win at fifth singles. Frederick was a 6-3, 6-0 victory at first singles, and Wilder followed with a 6-4, 6-2 win at third singles.
The women's basketball team played Wittenberg again on Saturday. In an ugly offensive game, the Tigers found themselves down 22-20 at the end of the first half. DePauw managed to only score 6 points in the third quarter and ended up losing their first game of the season, 41-37. The Tigers shot a dismal 16% from the floor, and no player was able to score in double figures for the game.
Before we get into the second men's basketball game, here is what head coach Bill Fenlon said about what has been the key to the team's success on the court so far this season.
There are certain characteristics that I think show themselves when you have a good team, and the most important one is that guys really trust each other and work for each other, and have a kind of a next level understanding of what they're trying to do. And I think because we have a lot of we have a lot of guys who have quite a bit of experience over the last couple of years. We have a good senior class with some talented guys who have played quite a bit, who have really kind of they really sort of own the things that we're doing, right? It's much more them really just understanding what they're trying to do together on a little bit of a different level, and that's the kind of stuff that comes with experience. And so the good part about it is they're also we're also sprinkling in some younger guys with that, and they're kind of taking them along with them for the ride. And so I think that's a big part of our early success. We've got really good people who really care a lot about each other and really kind of trust each other, and trust that the things that we do work if we execute them in a certain way, and that can carry you a long way.
Now, here is what senior forward Nolan Ginther had to say about his class and that has been leading the team to a great start of the season.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's just awesome to have that core group. You come to play basketball, and maybe you're not expecting to build that bond with these 5 other guys. But it's really incredible that we've been able to stay together, fought through some injuries as a group over the years, and it's awesome to have all of us on the court this year. Still facing some adversity with the COVID quarantines and stuff, but hopefully we can get everyone back on the court for these last 6 games we got scheduled so far, and finish the season strong.
Thank you, Coach Fenlon and Nolan Ginther, for doing those interviews with us. The men's basketball team bounced back after their first loss of the season with a 71-58 victory over Denison on Saturday. The Tigers opened the game strong and took an 11-point lead going into halftime. Nolan Ginther led the charge, scoring 19 points in the first half. DePauw would go on to gain control of the game early in the second half and subsequently controlled the Big Red for the remainder of the contest. Ginther finished the game with 29 points, and Aaron Shank added 15 points for the Black and Gold. The team is now 8-1 on the season and will play Wittenberg this week.
The women's swimming and diving team blew Rose-Hulman out of the water with a 229-75 win. DePauw would open the meet, finishing in first and second place in the 200 medley relay, with Haley Olsen, Molly Ruggles, and Sam Walples taking first. 8 more DePauw swimmers earned first place finishes, including Maddie Dixon in the 500-yard freestyle, Alyssa Kosh in the 400-yard, Miley Minich in the 100-yard butterfly, Grace Hilton in the 100-yard backstroke, Ruggles in the 100-yard IM, Haley Olsen in the 200-yard backstroke. And that will do it for this episode of Tiger Sports Nation. Thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like, share, and comment. I'm Francisco Villa.
And I'm Jack Crane, and as always,
Roll Tigs!